Spring is really starting to show out around here in the South, especially with those flowers popping up. And it made me think about how beautiful pressed flower crafting is. If you've never given it a try, I hope that you see how simple it really can be with the 3 ideas I'm going to show you in today's episode. This episode is also going to kick off a series of pressed flower crafting, so be sure to stay connected to the channel. That means like, subscribe, and turn on that bell for notifications so you'll know when new episodes drop in this series. Because once you collect a few pressed flowers, like I have, you're going to want to try all these ideas. Enjoy. Idea number 1 is all about customizing your gift boxes and bags with these pressed flowers. I love the look of them on the craft paper. So I like craft paper bags and craft paper boxes like this one here and this one here that I've made before. But it works really well with the matte Mod Podge, or you can use glossy if you want a little bit of a shine. So all you have to do is kind of have fun designing which florals and leaves that you want on your bag. As you may have seen at the beginning of the video, I have all of my pressed flowers organized by color and likeness in these little trays that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and then I stack them. I protect each compartment with a thick piece of cardstock, and I stack them in my vintage card catalog drawers. It works well for storage, but it is really nice to have these separated by color so that when you're kind of designing like you see me doing here, I can go and grab what I'm thinking. Oh, this needs a little brightness here. This needs a little greenery here. And because the flowers are a little bit more delicate, I try to use best practices and only pick them up and move them with my tweezers as often as I can, just to protect how fragile they can be. But sometimes I move them about with my fingers, but you can see I really do try to make efforts to only use the tweezers a majority of the time. So I've got my design laid out on this bag. I did leave some blank space up at the top because I know that I'm going to use a ripped fabric bow to finish this look off. So what I do is I just take the Mod Podge and I do a nice healthy coat down first, then lay the flower on it, and then do a little bit of brushing or a little bit of daubing with my paintbrush. It just kind of depends on how delicate the floral is that you're working with. And I just move through and add Mod Podge on top and underneath until all the flowers are placed back down in the design the way that I laid them out. And if you look closely at the little yellow flower down there, sometimes when you're brushing it on, because of how delicate they are, the little petals can come off and then you just try to put them back in place about where they would be. It's a very forgiving art to me, but anyway, once I get everything the way that I want it, then I take the rest of that matte Mod Podge and go over the other parts of the bag, even though it's not going to have any flowers on it because I want the sheen to match. And so if you wanted to do the other side, you could, but for this tutorial, I'm only doing the one side. And I think it's so pretty with the 3 colors of flowers and then just some nice greenery and the soft white to complement it. For this one, I thought I was done, but then I decided to add just a couple more little tiny white flowers for extra brightness. And then you could let it dry and put on a beautiful bow or raffia or whatever you like. I do think too that the gift recipient could cut these out and keepsake them somehow too. What do you think? So this really is the sweetest way to make your gift giving extra special. I know I'd be so excited just to see the wrapping before I ever got into the gift. So I hope that you try this idea and you can try it on any size boxes, any size bags, and just have fun designing it. All right, let's move on to the next fun idea. For idea number 2, I'm showing you laminated bookmarks. These are so easy, and I'm actually going to show you them done 2 different ways. One's going to have a little bit more of a brighter color scheme, and the other one will be a little bit softer, incorporating a hymnal. So hang tight for that one. Okay, so I've got these laminating bookmarks that you can buy already cut to size. You could do it with laminating sheets, but these are so convenient. So you just open them up and fill them with the pressed flowers and then send them through the laminator. One little thing I like to do working with these is taping the bottom and the top so that it lays flat while you're laying out your floral design. So there's a little trick for you. You can use any kind of tape that'll easily come off there and then just have fun. Like I said, I'm doing a little bit of a brighter color scheme here with some pinks and whites and yellows. I think it's going to be really sweet. So I'm going to move through and it's just so fun, the design process. Like laying it out and knowing these do have to be laminated, so you need to think about not putting any right on the edge because you need that laminator to seal the edges of the bookmark. And this is just turning out so cute. And keep in mind, whatever pressed flowers you're working with, you can break them off and use little pieces of them like you see me doing here. And so I'm laying it out Again, very delicate. I love and prefer using my tweezers when I can. Once you're happy with your design, you'll just pull the tape off like you see me doing here and press that top piece on. And then before we're going to send it to the laminator, we just want to push anything that might have gotten, pushed out to the edge too much. And these particular ones, and I do have them linked, the bookmark blanks, I have them linked in the description of the video, so go check that out. They require the 5 mil heat source. So this is a laminating machine. Very easy. Look how simple. You just put it in and it comes out and it is magic. It's what it feels like. And look how cute that is. So we're just going to take a little hole punch, and I've got a variety of tassels here. Now I've done these in a couple group settings with people, like little craft parties. So I have these tassels linked for you too, in case you were thinking, well, this sounds like a really fun idea. I promise it is. And so whoever's making them can pick out whichever tassel goes with the flowers that they chose. So there we have it. What a sweet little bookmark. I couldn't decide between the yellow or the pink tassel, but I love the pink one. I think my daughter, she'll really like this one. Okay, here's the second idea. A little bit dressier, probably more my personal style. I have this Jesus tenderly calling hymnal here, and I'm just tracing. This is extremely delicate hymnal paper. It was gifted to me by some friends here online who sent me some different hymnals to use for crafting and things. So it's it's very brittle paper, but this helps me because I traced the outline of the bookmark, and I'm using this decal edge ruler to kind of give it a little bit of a rough tear that gives a little bit more character along the edge. And now I'm just going to gently peel with my fingers to get it down to fit inside this laminator bookmark blank. And once I'm happy with that, I'll be able to lay that down right inside there. So think here, since I'm showing you this idea, you can layer just mixed media inside this bookmark here. You can do the pressed flowers with any kind of paper, scrapbook paper here, obviously a hymnal, just book pages, all kinds of fun stuff. And then I'm just taking a few simple pale yellow flowers and some greenery, and I'm doing a very, very muted design here. And then one bigger, brighter flower down at the bottom. I prefer most of the time to try to use odd numbers with the flowers, like 1 or 3, but sometimes I can kind of be happy with the balance of everything once I lay it out. The design part is just so fun. So back through the laminator it goes. So perfect. Now you can leave it like this, or you could add some type of decorative ribbon. So for the last bookmark, of course, I used a tassel, but I have a little bit of lace ribbon trim look here. And so I'm just going to put that through the top hole, and it's in the center, and then it is done. I know that you are thinking of all the fun things to put in these bookmarks. The cuteness level of these is out of this world. And I have to let you know, these make a really fun group craft project. I've done it with children and I've done it with the seniors at my local assisted living, and both were a huge hit. So I hope that you'll give these a try. All right, the final idea number 3, we're pulling back out more craft cardstock. This time it's one of the blank note cards. So how much fun to give a personal note card, but even more special to design the note card itself before you write in it. So we're beginning this one with a custom rubber stamp right in the middle to kind of just anchor the design. And it says, don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything, which I love so much. So I'm keeping this very, very simple and kind of dressy feel on this. I'm telling you, the design process is most fun, especially when you realize how many different things you can do with pressed flowers. And like I mentioned at the beginning, this is going to be part of a series I'm going to run through the spring season of some fun projects you can do with these pressed flowers. So go check the video's description where you're watching here for a playlist link. And that way you can follow along with that when I add more episodes to that playlist. And then also, if you need some pressed flower resources or some of the supplies you're seeing in this video, go check the video's description. I have them linked there for you. Note card is going to be pretty much the same way as like the gift boxes and gift bags, is lay down the Mod Podge, lay down your pressed flowers, and then more Mod Podge back over the top of that as you're designing. It's very, very easy to do. And you don't have to fully commit to something being in one spot. It's kind of easy to move things around if you change your mind. And so, yeah, just go about it just like that. Make sure that the whole front of the card has a solid coat of the Mod Podge so that the sheen matches, just like I told you on the gift wrapping part. and it's very, very easy to do. Now, one thing I will say because of this craft cardstock, it's kind of starting to buckle up because of the moisture of the Mod Podge. So once I'm done designing here, I'm actually going to lay a layer of wax paper underneath and on top and put some weight on it just to let it dry flat. But it's so simple to do. So yeah, a little bit of wax paper underneath and then on top. And then before I put the weight of a few books on top of it, I'll just kind of press it and make sure it's all nice and glued down. That was pretty easy. Now, wouldn't you love to receive this beautiful card? Okay, so a special handwritten note card for any occasion is already really incredibly amazing, but now we're taking it next level with the beautiful flower design. You have to give this one a try. Well, that's a wrap on this pressed flower crafting episode. And if you didn't hear me mention, this is going to be a series. So make sure we're connected. The first thing that you can do is make sure you're liked and subscribed to my channel. And then you can turn on that notification bell because that's going to let you know when there's a new episode waiting for you to enjoy. I'm going to include a playlist link down in the video's description, as well as a lot of supplies and resources you might have seen in today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing all these projects come together. I hope they inspire you to give them a try. All right, until next time, don't forget, you're amazing and you're creative. Bye bye.